army was deployed, water cannons were used, and police opened fire at a mostly Gen Z protesting crowd taking over the streets of Kathmandu and breaching parliament security after a social media ban in Nepal. At least 8 have died and hundreds were injured as large-scale protests turned violent in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu. Demonstrators, mainly young people from Gen Z, took to the streets on Monday, demanding an end to government corruption and the recent ban on almost all of the major social media platforms in the country, including WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram. Authorities imposed a curfew and deployed the army after crowds pushed past barriers and entered restricted areas. This included the grounds of the federal parliament. Police responded with water cannon, tear gas, and rubber pellets to disperse the protesters. According to the Kathmandu Post, many were hurt in the clashes. This includes a journalist who was covering the events. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has called for an emergency cabinet meeting. The meeting will take place at 6 p.m. at the official Prime Minister's residence in Baluwatar. Kantipur television reporter Shyam Shresht was hit by a rubber bullet in Baneshwar and is now receiving medical treatment. Another protester was reportedly injured in Damak, the hometown of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, just after the unrest spread there. The unrest follows the government's decision to block 26 unregistered social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and YouTube. Since Friday, users across the country have been unable to access many of these services, leading to confusion and frustration, especially among young users who rely on them for business, news, and communication, and basically everything. Quote, "We were triggered by the social media ban, but that is not the only reason we have gathered here today. We are protesting against corruption that has been institutionalized in Nepal," said a 24-year-old student, Yujan Rajbhandari. Protesters began their rally by singing the national anthem, waving flags, and chanting slogans against the ban and broader government policies. Ikshama Tumruk, a 20-year-old student, said, "We want to change. We want to see change. Others have endured this, but this has to end with our generation." This being corruption. The Kathmandu District Administration Office extended the curfew to cover high security areas, including President and Prime Minister's residences, Singha Darbar, and surrounding zones. Movement and gatherings have been banned from 12:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. under the Local Administration Act. However, people continue to flood the streets. Visuals show a large gathering of crowds holding placards, shouting slogans, and targeting the government. It's almost a face-off between the youth of the country, and the powers controlling the government. The government has meanwhile defended the ban, saying it aims to regulate unregistered platforms and combat online fraud. Last month, it gave companies 7 days to register locally and assign grievance officers. Nepal has previously restricted apps, including the short-lived ban on TikTok, which was lifted after the platform agreed to comply with local regulations. The protest, however, continues to grow at the time of the recording, fueled by concerns over free expression and lack of transparency within the government.